What's up, man?
Hey, George.
Oh, I know you. What's up? Yes, you did. What did you do?
I'm great. I'm just so excited.
Can you wear this for our interview?
I guess so, sure.
Yes. He's a Niners fan. Maybe next time. Thank you.
So my first question to you is,
Yes,
it is
sir.
so nice to see you again, and I'm so glad that you have another chance in your career to win a Super Bowl.
Thank you.
What is the offensive game plan to make sure that this revenge game will not have a similar outcome to what happened in Super Bowl 54?
It's a great question. I would say my offensive game plan is to give Christian McCaffrey the ball a lot because he's really good at football. Would you agree with me? And anytime he touches the ball, he'd go for 75 yards and a touchdown. So I'm going to try my best to block my best for him and get him as many touches as he can.
So, George, this is your second time playing in the Super Bowl, only this time it is a bit different. Your quarterback is now a young, hungry, and underestimated player titled Mr. Irrelevant in the 2022 draft.
Yeah.
What impresses you about Brock? What about Brock Purdy impresses you the most? And how did the locker room respect him in such a short period of time?
I am more impressed by how good of you are at interviewing. That was pretty talented, man. That's a lot of words, and you did a really good job getting through that. Goodness gracious. Do you have a teleprompter somewhere? That's impressive. Let's see. Brock, what he does at a really, really high level, he shows up every single day. He's the same guy. He's very consistent. He has a routine. He's had a routine since he's been a rookie, and that's one of the most important things. And I think why he won the locker room over so well is I think the locker room liked him to start. But then when he got his opportunity, when he first stepped into the huddle, he was confident. He was just confident in his own ability, and it just kind of raised the level of confidence behind us. And so it was you just knew that the kid loved ball, and he loved to be out there with his teammates. And so that's why we believe in him.
Okay, so I know you were here for the Pro Bowl last year in Vegas, and now you are back. What are some of the coolest things you have done in Vegas? And other than winning Super Bowl 58, what are some other things you want to accomplish here?
Some of the most fun times. I've been to a lot of really fun shows with my wife. I've been to a lot of really good dinners with her as well. I just thoroughly enjoy like one night in a day here. That's about all I need, but I thoroughly enjoy it every single time I show up. And what was your second question?
Huh?
What else did you ask? Is that it?
Yeah, that was it.
All right,
I
cool.
have one more question.
Yeah, go. Shoot.
So you and Travis are two of the best tight ends in the league right now. So I want to see how you think you stack up against him off the field. So I'm going to be listing some random topics, and you're going to be telling me who gets the point, you or Travis.
Okay, I like it.
Who has a better beard?
Ooh, me, because it's red. It's gingery.
Who has the better sense of humor?
He's pretty good.
Okay, tied 1-1. Who has the better swag?
He's good. I'm pretty unique. I'm basically wrestling in shoes. He does a lot.
Who can throw the best party?
I throw Kittle Fest every year, so I'm going to take myself on that one.
Who would win in a 40-yard dash?
Me.
And finally, my last question.
Yep.
Sunday, February 11th, 2024, right here in Allegiant Stadium, 65,000 roaring fans in attendance and tens of millions of fans watching at home.
Yeah.
Whose significant other is going to get more attention during the game than the actual player?
Ooh. Ha! That's funny. I think the obvious answer is to probably go with Travis, but, it's going to be on everybody. And I think one thing Travis said up on the stage, which was great, is, hey, good thing it's a team sport.
All right, thank you so much for your time.
That was great, man.
Thank you.
Fantastic.
Good to meet you again.
You can keep the hat if you want it.
You know what?
What's up, guys?
It's on my head. It's on my helmet.
You want me to sign it? You have a marker? Anybody have a marker? Sure. What's up, dude? Anybody have a marker? No one's got a pen or a marker. You're all reporters. You guys not use pen and paper? No, I'm kidding. Guys, this is new generation. See you, man.
I think after a while, after I learned the playbook and started competing and making plays at camp, that sort of gave me some confidence moving forward. And if I needed my number to get called and get thrown in there, I definitely had confidence that I'd be able to go in and produce.
All right, Mr. Purdy, what's going on, big dog? Here with NFL Network. Question for you. All right. When did you first know that you could play in this league and be this successful?
Man, I think in camp, there was some practices and plays where I'd made some plays, and I was like, okay, I think I can do this. And so that, sort of got my confidence rolling. And then week 13 against Miami, going in and making some plays with the boys, I think that's when I knew.
You hear the fans chanting your name, man. Like, what does that do for you? What does that mean for you to hear your name being chanted here on opening night at the Super Bowl?
I mean, it's a blessing. I mean, we got the best fan base in all of the world, and the Niners and the faithful. So for them to have my back, it means the world. Gives me a lot of confidence, and I love them. So I want to play well for them.
You mentioned earlier that you would be reaching out to Steve Young to get his advice about playing in this game. Did you reach out to him, and if you did, what was his advice?
Honestly, I haven't yet. Yeah, he came and spoke to the team, and he just told us, like, basically, you know, these opportunities don't come around that often, and when you do get an opportunity, you got to go take it as a team. And so I'm going to reach out to him with the off day tomorrow and see what he has to say. But he's been nothing but great with love and support for me, and yeah, to be able to learn from a guy like that, nothing better.
Brock, do you ever get upset, man? Because, I mean, seriously, people keep questioning you. They keep bringing up where you were drafted and when you were drafted. But you look at all the numbers, your top 5 in pass, you're at the top of a lot of categories from the quarterback position. Do you ever get tired of the criticism?
I mean, it's part of the game. For myself, I focus on what I have to do every single week for every game. And more than anything, I just want the respect and love from my teammates. And as long as I have that, then I'm okay. You know, the playing quarterback in the NFL, that people are going to say good things, bad things, that comes with it. And so if you let that get to you, obviously that's not good. But for me, man, I keep one play at a time kind of mentality throughout the week and throughout my life. And I want to play for my boys.
Now, in the NFC Championship game, you guys beat up on the Detroit Lions. They have a wide receiver in Amon-Ra St. Brown. Now, he's famous for knowing all the 16 wide receivers that got drafted before him. All right? There were 8 quarterbacks that got drafted before you. Can you name them and what school they went to?
No, I'm not. Yeah, honestly, I'm not that kind of guy. I know a couple of the guys that got drafted before me, but I've never held a grudge for it or anything. I'm a believer that, God has a plan for everybody, and I fell last for a reason. And so I haven't held any grudges against other teams. It all happened how it needed to, and I'm blessed to be part of the 49ers.
In the NFC, after the NFC Championship game, you were in the locker room. You talked to Nick Bosa. You said you believed you could have played better. Where does that confidence come from? And if you could have played better, I mean, you guys won the game. What was it? Like what else you could have done better than what you did in the NFC Championship game?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just like early on in the game, we needed momentum. We needed to make plays, convert third downs. There had been, some plays where I feel like I could have been better with progressions. And so those are things that I'm hard on myself with, and I want to be better for my team. And so obviously you make plays at the end, and Nick's like, hey, man, great job. Where did it all come from? And I'm like, I'm thinking about the plays I could have been better at. So, but to have Bosa like that and have my back, it doesn't get any better.
Last one, and I'll let you go, brother. Kyle Shanahan, your head coach, your play caller, what has he meant to you, and how does this offense do what it does? Again, I don't need all the game plan and stuff, but, man, you guys put defenses in a blender.
Yeah, man, his system, as a quarterback, you want to play in this kind of system because he ties everything together, the run game, play action pass, drop back. He allows the quarterback to go into his system and be efficient. And allow the quarterback to just play the position and help the team win. And so he keeps it simple. He has taught me a lot, but more than anything, he's a competitor, and you want to go to war with the guy.
All right, C-Mac, what's going on, big dog? Good to see you again. As always, man, the best back in the National Football League. Now, how cool is it to play for Kyle Shanahan, right? Like, especially given the relationship. Like, you've been around football, the relationship between the McCaffreys and the Shanahans. Just how cool has this experience been for you?
It's been amazing, man. I think, as a football nerd, every time I'm in those meetings, I just kind of geek out because, you start to understand all the things you don't know when you're in those meetings, and you realize how important every little detail is, whether you're motioning or whether you're faking or blocking or getting the ball, whatever it is, there's a way to do it, and to see it all fit together and to hear him explain that is really cool.
Do you ever find yourself, like, in games, knowing the game plan, a run play gets stopped, you got the counter, and you're going to the sideline like, Kyle, they're ready for it, they're ready for it?
I don't make a lot of requests. He's obviously done this a long time and had a lot of success and knows what he's doing. So for me, what feels good is just that I completely trust him. I think I've only made one request in my life, and it wasn't really a request. I told him I thought this one play was going to score, and we called it in the second half, and luckily it scored. So that was my one request. And in order to stay 100%, I'm probably going to stop giving requests out unless it's, very important.
Now, your brother Luke, he just finished playing in the Senior Bowl, man. He had a great game as well. You think being here at the Super Bowl with all your accolades and stuff, think he's still in his thunder a little bit?
No, being the youngest of four, there's no one who has a bigger chip on his shoulder than him. And what would be really cool is if we got to play together one day because, he's been playing receiver for just a year. He was, first team all-conference, had all these accolades, only playing 1 year. So I just can't wait to see what he does at the next level, and I really hope I get to play with him one day.
There it is. Jed York, Kyle Shanahan, John Lynch, you heard that from your number one running back. Last question, I'll let you go. How important is your fullback, Kyle Juszczyk, is to you and to this offense and the ability to get in multiple sets and just send defenses heads in a tizzy?
Yeah, he's a spark, and he's a spark that gets, I guess, disrespected a lot because of the position he plays, but he's somebody you can put him anywhere. He can play any position on the field. He knows the entire offense. He's the smartest player I think I've ever played with, one of them, and also one of the most physical and one of the most intentional. And I think when you add all those up, you have a hell of a football player. I don't even like calling him a fullback because I think he's so much more than that.
Hi, Deebo. My name is Jeremiah. I'm a local journalist. I'm 11 years old, and I'm here working with NFL. Okay. It's such an honor and pleasure to be speaking with you today.
Nice to meet you, too. You kind of clean, too, now.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So my first question to you is, you are here in Las Vegas to be playing in your second Super Bowl. Can you tell me some of the words of encouragement you shared with your teammates that have never played in a Super Bowl before?
If you've never been here, you got to enjoy the moment. You got to enjoy things like this. You got to enjoy not only just being here, but, like, the guys that you've been battling with for the past 7 months. So just take advantage of every opportunity you got.
You are changing the way the NFL is played with your play style. Do you model your game after someone, or does your play style come naturally?
I think my play style come naturally. Growing up, my dad was my coach. And so, like, I had a mindset of, like, not letting one guy tackle me. And, like, I just carried that over until now.
Over the past 2 seasons, how have you seen Brock Purdy's leadership grow?
Man, it's been amazing just to see, Brock being thrown in the fire until being one of the best quarterbacks in this league. The sky's the limit for him.
And finally, I'm going to ask you the same question I asked George Kittle. What is the offensive game plan to make sure that this revenge game does not have a similar outcome to Super Bowl 54?
We just got to take advantage of every opportunity they give us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
How have you evolved as a coach, play caller, all of that since the last time you were in this game?
You evolve with your players. Like, it's so weird. It wasn't just like my playbook we were running then. We were running what we thought was best with our players versus that defense. And now we're in a Super Bowl where we got a similar team, but they're definitely different. And we are similar, but definitely different. And the way it evolved is the way their fronts and coverages have evolved. So we'll be ready for it, man.
I know that's right, man. Now, your owner, Jed York, he told the media a story about, in preseason or before Brock Purdy, your quarterback, ever suited up, that you knew that he was the guy. Why was that? Why were you so confident in knowing that he was going to be the guy for this offense?
Well, it's funny to hear Jed say that because it wasn't the smartest moment I've ever had. When an owner comes in after training camp practices and is like, hey, how's the quarterback? And what he means is the starter or the second. And you in irritation go, I don't know, but our third guy's the best. Like, that's not what he wants to hear. So that's why he remembers it very strong. But that was just more, Brock was so good right away with every rep he got. He was always the same. And he only got a couple of them. So it was easy for me to say. Because in his few reps, he was the best. But if you know that for a fact, then you do what you do right away. But he was the best. But you ease that on. And every time he got a little more reps, it was the same as when he only got 2. And so when it was all said and done and he got a lot of playing time, it was like, oh, this looks exactly like what I told you when I was irritated. And he only had 3 reps. And I said, no, he's the best. But that's what was so real about Brock. That's why after his 7 games, his rookie year, even when he got hurt, we knew what we had because he'd been that way in practice every day, and it was the exact same way in the games.
Now, this game manager title has been thrown around, which, again, we all know. I believe every quarterback's a game manager, whether you're one of the elites or whatever the case may be. When you talk about game managing, what exactly does that mean that Brock does in this offense particular about managing the game?
Well, it's such a weird conversation to hear the whole world talk about this, but like, in my opinion, there's no such thing as a great quarterback if you can't be a game manager. Like, so I don't get how being a system quarterback and a game manager is a negative. Like, the job of a quarterback is to manage the game, and it is to run the system. The system's what you work on all week. That's what the O-line works on. That's what your 5 eligibles work on. That's everything. And the quarterback, if you want to be great, you better be able to run that system, and you better be able to manage the game. But if you want to stay in that position, understand that no system is going to be perfect. There's going to be times where you have no answers. And if you want to stay there, you better make some plays. And that's how you become a consistent quarterback. You're a game manager, you run the system right, and you can make plays. And if you don't have those 3 things, it's a matter of time. 1 game, 2 game, 2 years, it's a matter of time. But Brock does all 3 of those things, so I don't get what we're talking about.
You heard it from the man, the myth, the legend, Kyle Shanahan right here. Stop talking about being a game manager. That's the requirement for being a quarterback in the National Football League.
Hello, my name is Jeremiah.
I know who you are.
Did you meet me before?
Yes.
Nice to meet you.
I'm a big fan.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, so my first question to you is, 2024 could be your year. You have a new baby on the way. Congratulations.
Man, thank you.
Possibly a new Super Bowl win. How are you processing it all?
Man, I'm just taking it moment by moment. You know, this is such an amazing and special year for me. You mentioned it, welcoming my first baby boy into the world and being able to play in the Super Bowl on Sunday. So just taking it moment by moment.
What about Bobby Wagner made you want to emulate his play style since your college days?
Yeah, I mean he's been the best backer in the league for a long time, ever since I joined the NFL. So I was like, you know what, I got to figure out what the best is doing if I want to be the best one day. And so I studied his game and tried to take little things out of his game and put them into mine.
Patrick Mahomes is one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever play the game. Other than him, what is the hardest part about going against the Chiefs?
Yeah, I mean, obviously everybody talks about Mahomes and his counterpart, Travis Kelce, 2 gold jacket guys, and the chemistry that they have, knowing where each other is going to be on every single play and making so many plays over the years is pretty special.
And my final question to you is, does your defense have a game plan specifically designed to slow down Travis Kelce?
I guess we'll have to find out on Sunday. I can't get that to you now. All right, brother.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.